All right, guys, we're live. We're back. We took a little hiatus. I know we're got to get back to this storyline, man. We just tip of the iceberg, they say, tip of the top of the morning to you, which is not a phrase. Um, it's not. It does not exist.
Top of the morning.
And just don't do that. It's not a thing. I don't know why. It's even a loose translation into Gaelic. It's not a thing. Um, but we're live. We're gonna go hop right into this because yeah, we've taken a few weeks off of this storyline, right? Like at least like 2 or 3, I think. So let's give it to it. We're still continuing the Body Politic arc
Episode
2.
2 of Body Politic.
So here we go. I'm gonna give it right over to Michael because he knows all this stuff. It's all you.
That I do, because I wrote them all. Okay, so welcome to the Coldest War, nightmarish journey through the intersection of crime, espionage, and madness, straight to the rotten hearts of the American dream. This is episode 2 of the Body Politic, our second arc, which is entitled Harrow House. And Harrow House is where we are. One of our heroes trapped inside, the other 3 outside, not trapped, but perhaps going to rescue him. I'll do a better, more detailed recap of what you're doing there, because that's been a little while. But let's go ahead and meet the players real quick. Just tell me who you are, who you're playing, and then we'll get right into it. Starting with Patrick.
Hello, I am Patrick, and I'm playing Agent Gabriel Carter.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. Well, they'll, if you don't know who the characters are, watch the first 4 episodes. You'll figure it out. Next up, Kat.
Hi, I'm Kat. My unmute button was stuck under a bunch of things and I couldn't get to it. Yeah, I do a lot of the time to tabletops. And I'm playing Lambda 18, girl with purple hair and psychic powers of the telekinetic variety. She is very weak and she's very scared in Canada.
Very happy to have Kat here, and very happy to have Lamb on the team. Weak she might be, scared she might be, but there is strength there, I think. Also joining us, Nick.
Hello, everyone. I am Nick, and I am playing Xi-16, Experiment 16 of the Xi Project, the telepathic dude, I guess for lack of a better term, who is now in a psych ward that is trying to convince him that he's someone else.
We'll check in with him in just a moment. But very happy to have Nick here, of course. And also super happy to have Patrick here. I should go back and say that. Also, rounding us out, we are as well extremely happy to have him with us. Marvin.
So hey, as you heard, I'm Marvin, and then I'm going to be playing for this show Sergeant Raymond Dowell, the cyborg soldier of tomorrow. And thankfully, I am not wearing a mask this time, so everyone can hear me.
That was a cool mask for your other character, but yeah, it did make it a little hard to hear.
I did it for the character bit. It didn't work out too well, so sorry about that.
Well, I mean, I think the game was good. The mask was good, but maybe you can put the mic inside it or something. We'll figure out some other solutions.
Yeah,
the sound worked as well as it did in The Dark Knight Rises. So
that's true. We had a little bit of Bane voice going on in our fun one shot last time. Mm-hmm. All right. So you guys are 4 members of a top secret government team under the auspices of the Hermitage, which does strange psychic experiments for the U.S. government. After your first mission was successful, stopping a rogue Hermitage experiment, another one from the Xi program, who had become a kind of serial killer in New York known as the Silkworm, you guys were sent to Canada to solve another mystery. Somebody was hijacking shipments from a Hermitage front company. You guys discovered that the hijacker was the very pleasant Monsieur Poumon, a victim of the Hermitage who could create weird constructs of like doubles of his lungs that he could kind of breathe out and give life to. And Puman was doing this because he said that Harrow House was active once again. Harrow House, I think you guys have figured out by now, what should be was, but unfortunately is, a hermitage-run asylum that in some way experiments and changes patients, victims, into sort of organic killing machines, like what happened to Monsieur Puman. Some of those weird organic killing machines, including orderlies, which at second glance are revealed to be people with like giant eyeballs in the middle of their faces and no other features, as well as cats, which look like ordinary cats until you look a little closer and realize they got no heads. Instead, they got jars with human brains floating inside of them. These cats act as psychic dampeners, which ruined some of the psychic powers of a lot of the team. And in this chaos, the orderlies captured poor Zai and hauled him away to Harrow House. With some quick thinking and some very, pardon the pun, harrowing moments, Carter Lamb and Sergeant Dow were able to escape, but everybody else, Monsieur Puman, Zai, and then even Wampus the Clown, the driver and CIA asset who's been helping you guys, were all captured and taken to Harrow House. Once there, Zai met the doctor who's running Harrow House, Dr. Kenneth Kerrigan, who addressed him as Stephen and said he was just an ordinary person suffering from some, normal psychological disorder. So, with Stephen inside and the rest of you guys outside in a van, kind of hidden in the woods outside of Harrow House, we're actually going to start back in the past, in Lamb's childhood. So Lamb, this thing that happens to you maybe year, 2 or 3 years or so after the horrific demise of all the other Lambda experiments.
Okay.
So, how old would you say you are at this point?
Well, let's see. She's currently 18, and the year's 1974, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what year are you talking about?
Well, I mean, I guess the event that happened was like 62, right?
63.
63. Okay. This would be like 65.
Right. So if it's 65, then she's 9.
Okay, that's fair. We do our math right here on Time to Tabletop.
At least trying.
So it's kind of the mid-afternoon. Normal day in Lamb's bunker. What is she kind of up to in like, a little around lunchtime?
At 11?
Yeah.
9. Sorry, she's only 9.
Mm-hmm.
If it's only been 2 years since the accident, she's still almost catatonic, to be honest. Like, she can, as much as she struggles with speaking now, she could barely speak then.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So she's probably just waiting for them to deliver her lunch.
Ooh, okay. So she's sort of like mute, but she can still kind of like move and...
I mean, her upper body, yeah.
Right, okay. Okay, so this time when lunch is delivered, there are 2 men who come and join you, kind of risking the danger. One of those has risked the danger before. It is Dr. Griff. You know him by the limp he has, the club foot. You know the rhythm of it in his cane as he kind of like, thuds it down and heads down the hall to join you. The other one is someone new. So you like, as your meal is brought in, what's Lamb snacking on, by the way?
I mean, they don't give her anything besides the weird chemical concoctions for the most part. and generic protein.
Right. So
I'd imagine everything's just kind of a mush.
yeah, so you get like your tray of mush. Content warning food. No, I shouldn't joke about that.
She's not allowed utensils, but they've already discovered that she can telekinetically move food into her mouth.
Right.
So
So
that's what she's doing.
she's eating that way with this mush, very unappetizing. You can see that unappetizing nature reflected on the face of the guest, the gentleman who is new to your area, who you've never seen before. He's a distinguished looking guy. There's some gray in his hair. He's got like sort of very like round spectacles, very like old fashioned, like with thick frames. And they're looking him over, and Dr. Griff says, "You see, everything's coming along perfectly. Lamb, I'd like to introduce you to a colleague of mine. This is Dr. Kenneth Kerrigan. He's helping with some work up in Canada for us." Dr. Kerrigan looks at you, and you can tell he's like kind of unimpressed. And he's like, well, he's impressed at when he sees the food coming up and like going into your mouth. You can see like kind of a nod of recognition. But then he's like, he kind of draws.
He needs help. Oh, go ahead.
He sort of draws Dr. Griff aside to talk to him, but he's very clearly like not hiding his words, like not caring that you overhear.
Okay.
So he says, the abilities of this girl are extraordinary. It's telekinesis at a level that is, as I said, absolutely extraordinary. However, the psychological damage renders her, I will say, useless as any kind of agent.
At useless, she flings him across the room.
Ooh, okay. You want to make an attack roll on him?
I guess.
Or actually, I don't think you need to at this point. It's a flashback. It happened.
Yeah.
He goes like flying, crashes against the wall. Griff is like, "Lamb," he putting his angry dad tones on. "Unacceptable."
She starts crying.
Griff like sighs. He clearly like doesn't know what to do and doesn't really like care about intervening at all. He goes over and helps up Dr. Kerrigan. He's like, "I'm sorry. Usually she's a bit better than this." And Kerrigan says, "This is what I'm talking about. How can she possibly be used at all in any capacity? She can't exist in the outside world. She has to be kept in this sort of in this facility, I guess, brought out. It's so much work. In Harrow House, the psychic driving that I do creates agents who don't know they're agents, who blend normally into the population until they're activated. There's no need for any of this. They don't even know what they can do until they're activated." And Griff says, "Your psychic driving will create, and I'm telling you this as a friend, Dr. Kerrigan, it will create problems that are 10 times the level of Lamb over here."
Lamb holds up all 10 of her fingers.
"See? Look. Thank you, Lamb. Thank you. Appreciate it. Lamb will learn. Lamb will be acclimated. And because she understands what she is, she'll be able to hone and use her powers to greater effect. What you are doing is destroying the minds of your experiments and just letting them loose and hoping that things work out. Harrow House is it's dangerous, and I respect you as a colleague, of course, but I believe it should be shut down." Dr. Kerrigan says, well, I'm afraid we'll just have to agree to disagree. I'll leave you and Lamb over here. And I will go back to create the kind of assets that the Hermitage can effectively use in the field. Good day. And he dusts himself off and like heads outside.
Don't like being called useless.
As soon as you say that, Dr. Griff runs over to you and he's like picking stuff up that we knocked over, and he's like, oh, no, my dear Lamb. Dr. Kerrigan, I was polite with him. You have to be when you're dealing with your colleagues, and he's got a lot of influence in the medical community. But the man's an idiot. Anybody is who doesn't recognize your potential. You are far from useless.
But Dad made his organs explode.
Well, I'm rather glad you did it. I'm rather glad you didn't, Lamb. As I said, he's fairly important in the medical community.
Okay.
But just remember, Lamb, you're not useless. Unlike the robots or zombies or whatever you want to call them that he creates in Harrow House, you are somebody who is fully aware of their surroundings and of who they are. And you choose to use your powers to assist us in our struggle for a better world. That makes you far better than anything he can come up with. You understand?
I want to be helpful.
Don't worry, Lamb. I promise when the time comes, you will be. And with that, we flash forward. We're going to leave Dowd, Lamb, and Carter taking their rest inside that van. We go into Harrow House, this sort of ultra-modern set of structures, these kind of cubes, rectangular buildings, all sort of linked around kind of a central courtyard. And into one of the rooms, we see, lying down in the bed, Zai, or as he was called by Dr. Kerrigan, Stephen. So, Zai, you've been left alone for maybe an hour or two at this point. You've gotten a chance to do a short rest, so no worries there. And yeah, just kind of kept in isolation in this like totally like white room. You got like there's like kind of a cot in the corner, but that's it. So how's Zai feeling right now? Or Steven, as Dr. Kerrigan called him.
He's definitely aware that something is up. I was just thinking about this recently. It's like, so I would just be like, really? Steven is what they came up with? Like, yes, Neil.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So you're there just thinking about this, the inaccurate name they've given you. You do hear, you hear footsteps outside. You hear the kind of like the patter of claws against the tile of the cats that are moving around. Mm-hmm. And you feel their like the dampening power they have that's like messing up your psychic abilities.
Okay. So do I have any ability whatsoever? Or is that
you can try, but it's going to be difficult. Definitely rolling a disadvantage.
Okay.
And if you do, you have the feeling like it will set off an alarm. Like Dr. Kerrigan and the orderlies will know that you're doing it.
Okay.
So the door opens. Dr. Kerrigan comes in with two orderlies, and he is sort of like they're like wheeling a cart with him, and he says like, Stephen, how are you? It's good to see you here.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure.
Okay, now Stephen, I introduced myself earlier, but just in case you forgot, my name is Dr. Kerrigan. I'm here to help you. But remember, I can't really help you unless you open yourself up and help me. Now, from looking at your files, I understand that you've suffered from, well, a host of different illnesses. Okay, that's not helpful, what I would say. I think most of them, I mean, I see just reports that you, well, I'll ask you, Stephen, do you have a problem with authority?
I mean, if by authority you mean the people who took me against my will and possibly tried to convince me of things that I am not, then sure, I have a problem with authority.
That's cute, Stephen, but it's hardly to the point. From looking at your records, I see that you've been disorderly, have trouble taking direction, trouble working with other people. It's a problem, and you know, in our world, you really can't be a lone wolf. You have to be able to work with other people. But I don't want you to worry. That's what we're here to fix. So here at Harrow House, we practice a very radical sort of therapy. I need you to put this on. And he has like sort of this kind of helmet headset. It's like very like square. It looks a little bit like almost like a safe, all square, just like this total box. With like a part of it that covers your eyes too, and you can tell there's like headphones inside that'll go over your ears. So he's like, I need you to put this on. Now I can't have these gentlemen restrain you and put it on for you, but I'm going to give you the chance to be helpful. I understand you have problems with authority, but can you put this on, please?
I really don't think that's necessary, and I'm going to try and cast suggestion.
Okay, go for it. Or wait, this is when he rolls a save, right?
Yes. It's a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
So
okay.
I basically say, I don't think I need to do that, and I suggest you don't make me.
All right, let me bring up your...
It's wisdom save DC 14.
Okay, he is going to get advantage on this. Okay, come on. I not rolled it. There we go. All right, All right, let's see what D&D Beyond pulls off here. Okay. And then one more. Because he gets an advantage on this. Seeing how he does. Okay. He actually takes like kind of a step back. His eyes flash. You realize that like, and he's like, well, maybe we won't begin you on that intensive of therapy just yet. But then he's about to go. One of those, like, you hear a meowing, which shifts into a sort of rasping alarm coming from the hallway. He takes a quick look outside and looks back at you, and you can tell, like, he realizes that you cast suggestion on him, that you were using one of your psychic powers. And he's like, oh, Stephen, that won't do. He nods to the orderlies, who then physically restrain you and put this helmet on you. He's like, I can tell you are going to be a very difficult patient. I've already created a regimen of therapy for you that I think is very appropriate. So inside this kind of this boxy helmet, you can't see anything. But you can hear there's like a switch on the side, and you realize that Dr. Kerrigan has turned it on. And you hear in his words, it's like repeating, over and over again. It says like, "You are weak. You are a difficult person. You are a psychological misfit." And it just repeats those like phrases over and over and over again. You sort of hear over this blare, Dr. Kerrigan being like, give him a little bit of the dose, and we'll see how he takes to it. And you feel kind of like a pinch in your arm as you are injected with something. And then these guys leave you there with this like this disheartening message playing endlessly, and some kind of strange chemical that, bizarrely, the feeling of it is a little familiar, kind of running through your veins. And they sort of leave you in there. However, you only hear this distressing message for maybe another like 10 minutes. I mean, definitely enough for it to get super annoying and very horrible.
Mm-hmm.
But then you hear another voice that drowns out Kerrigan's voice in your head. And you recognize the voice of Jairus, the figure that you witnessed in your dreams a long time ago. And Jairus says to you, "It's been a long time."
So you weren't just a dream after all.
I never was.
And most of the people who, quote unquote, raised you tell you that it is. It's hard to ignore it after a while.
Well, I can talk to you now because you got a little bit of me inside of you.
Was the mouse your idea?
Sorry, one more time.
Was the rat your idea?
Oh, the rat. He's like, "Oh, that was all your brother." I guess he wanted to give you a friend. I can bring the rat to you. We can summon him. You're in a difficult place right now, but so am I, and I need your help.
I can do anything, sure.
Well, just be patient, Zai. I'm gonna see if I can get you out of here.
That'd be great.
I mean, oh, sorry, go ahead.
At the very least, I'd like to know how I can turn off those cats.
Well, I can give you something. I don't know if I can give you that. But Zai, I have deep trust in your ingenuity. All right, so meanwhile, we're gonna leave poor Zai locked in that room. He may have some help from a higher power. But let's check outside. So, after a little nap in the van, or I guess deactive time in Sergeant Dowd's case, Carter, Lamb, Dowd, you guys are all you're back awake. You're out there, kind of like you're parked through the woods. You're looking at this ultra modern asylum of Harrow House. What are you guys doing?
We need to figure out. Oh, sorry.
What?
I was saying we need some sort of plan of action if we're going to free Zai. I don't think they're going to give him up lightly.
Michael, I have a quick question. Was the name of the guy that runs this place ever said in the previous game?
Puman, I think, might have mentioned Kerrigan. Yeah, he might have said Dr. Kerrigan.
Okay.
So that might have triggered this memory for you.
I remember Dr. Kerrigan visited me once when I was 9. Back when they weren't quite sure how to contain me yet. He wasn't a nice person. He said, what's the name of the doctor that made her? I'm blanking on all the names tonight.
No worries. That was.
I
Dr.
usually
Griff.
have a document with all this stuff in it, but we didn't have that for this one, so I don't get to cheat.
Quite all right. That's Dr. Griff.
Dr. Griff told him that he was making robots and zombies.
Well, based on what we thought, I'm not too surprised by that. Things were
Hey.
weird.
He was making robots too.
Not like you. I think when we say robots, more mindless automatons.
Poor sons of bitches.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you deal with a frontal lobotomy. You're not much of a person at that point.
It sounds like you got some useful info there, Lambda. Do you know the layout of the, well, what do you would say this is? A school, institution, laboratory?
Institution.
I've never been here. He came to me.
Hmm.
I should have killed him.
Well, maybe you'll have a chance to today.
Now that my powers are more under control, they're also less powerful. It's paradoxical that way. They used to respond to every emotion I had.
Well, I mean, that's both a benefit and a curse. You don't just accidentally lash out at people, no?
It's true. But it used to be I would... One time somebody was mean to me and I thought about their lungs exploding and then that happened.
Did you mean to do it?
I didn't know it would happen. I was just mad.
Sounds like you didn't mean to do it.
Yep, chalk that up to an accident.
Still, my
Now you
powers are functionally useless around those cats, so I'm not sure what I can do.
We'll find a way around that. You have us.
Yeah.
So,
Where psychic powers don't work, we always have guts.
though, if the cats didn't have an effect on me, right, Michael?
No, nor on Dowd, actually.
Well, there's at least two of us these cats don't work on, and while this may not be the most pleasurable idea, it is an option that we have available to us. We could act as if we were bringing lamb for treatment.
Could be an idea.
Not a good one, but it is one. The others who storm the doors, and that could risk a lot more innocent lives.
I mean,
Just-
all he knows is that I ran and you followed me into the woods. It's not the worst lie. It's just a question of if you can sell it. Can you sell it, Agent Carter?
I think I can.
But the main purpose here is just the free Zai, right?
Oh, absolutely. My main purpose is to get Zai out of there. If we can take down the doctor, it's an added bonus. What was our job here again? It's just to stop the attacks on the caravans, correct?
Yes, and you guys did, but I mean, you didn't know Harrow House was active. But
Yeah.
you know it now, and you know it's doing some bad stuff. I mean,
And-
Monsieur Poumon told you, and he and Wampus are also captive as well.
Yeah. Let's
Um,
obviously get Pumon and Wampus.
Regardless, Canada is not viewed as the most dangerous of nations, but there still can be viewed as a hostile foreign power when they're doing something like this.
I don't know if that's the route we should take. Because that's, if discovered by the Canadian government, not going to look good for us. I think we try to do this as bloodless as possible.
But if we don't stop them, they're going to keep doing what they're doing.
I know. But we were sent here for a job. Sent here for a mission.
Carter, give me a perception check on like kind of the Harrow House and the situation you see.
Ooh, perception not great for me.
Okay, well anybody can do this one then.
Yeah, I run 8.
Alright.
Perception, sure.
Yeah, I was thinking like, as you're sort of examining it. Oh wow.
Unnatural 20.
Oh my god.
Okay,
done.
well, Dowd, you pick this up really easily. You're looking through this like these structures, and you see like there are no humans working there. They're just the orderlies, which like as you look in, just these guys that have no faces, just humongous eyeballs in the middle of their heads. It's just them and the cats. And I mean, you maybe get a quick glimpse of Dr. Kerrigan with that one, but you see like there's no human workers. You do see there are human patients though, who the orderlies are kind of like wheeling around or helping or moving to different rooms. You do see a lot of these patients with a natural 20. They have those like square helmets that I
Unnatural.
described to. Sorry, Dad?
Unnatural, not a nat 20.
Oh, right. With that unnatural 20. Hey, a 20 is a 20, so you get some good stuff for that. You do see a lot of these like patients with those like square boxy helmets kind of hiding their faces.
No way to tell which one's I.
You don't see Zai out there. You do see it's hard to tell, but like with the silhouette, the profile, one who might be Monsieur Poumon, who's being led into another building. You also see, kind of further down the road, something which may be involved in your plans. A food shipment is coming in. It's labeled like Montreal Beagle Bagels. It has like a big, like colorful looking beagle holding up a bagel on the side of the truck, and it like cruises in, and the the orderlies open up the gate and let it in.
What's a badgel?
A bagel, it's a type of pastry.
Oh, is
So
it sweet?
some can be, but generally it's a savory item. Eat it with cream cheese and lox, which is thinly cut salmon.
Okay.
Quite delicious. Some capers as well, which is sort of. I actually I don't know what capers are, to be honest. They're delicious. That's both a Patrick and Carter.
Yeah, neither
None of us
do
know what
I,
capers are.
Carter. What are capers?
They exist. They're
They're
things.
little
They're edible.
pickled thingamajigs. They're good.
I think they're plants.
Yeah.
No, they're plants, and I'm just having it. This is a thing that I normally have an answer to, and now I'm blanking on it.
Nobody
What
knows what capers are.
We'll never know. That'll be the great mystery of this series.
Capers are actually, it's from a plant called caper.
Oh, their own thing. Okay, cool.
Oh, you know. Well, this was a shipment bound for Harrow House, right? The one we stopped. Like, or is it bound for somewhere else?
It's just one of like from that front company. Like, was it Interglobal? Yeah,
Can I-
Interglobal Limited.
Can I
But
see where
those
they
are
were
the
delivering
ones.
to?
What's that?
I see where they're delivering to. Has to be a manifest.
It is like one that was heading to Harrow House, though. Yeah.
So would I reasonably be able to understand that the Hermitage knows, or the CIA knows that Harrow House is operating?
You think
Because they're
that
getting deliveries from a CIA front.
yes. You can. That's a good assumption. Give me a insight check, or no, make an investigation. Investigation feels better.
Well,
for this one.
that's a 4 then.
Ooh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, you know that it's fair to say the CIA knows this place is going on. The Hermitage knows about Harrow House and is supporting it, even though Bush told you otherwise.
Oh, that's unsurprising.
So we go against this place. We'll
I
be
don't-
going against Heritage.
I don't know if Carter shared that information.
I
with
did
us.
not.
Yeah.
I think I will. I'll say, look, based on the manifest, this is being delivered to Harrow House. That supplies are being sent there, and we're asked to stop, Pumon from blocking these supplies going there. So it's reasonable to believe that the CIA and the Hermitage knows Kerrigan is operating again and is supporting him, taking his money or something. I think that whatever we do here, if we sabotage, if we destroy Kerrigan's work, they might not let us out again. We might not even see the light of day for a very long time.
Well then, my suggestion, Agent Carter, is that you and Dowd go there to recover Xi-16. If they're really working together with our organization, then our organization will be cross that they're kidnapping our assets. There's no reason for us to fight at all if that's the opinion of the higher-ups.
I don't think this Kerrigan, based on... Did you tell us... You told us about Kerrigan, what you know, right? You don't like him?
No, I don't like him, but he was...
He's not going to give up Xi, then.
Dr. Griff.
He's not going to give up Xi. There's no way in hell he's going to do that.
Well, the only way to get that understood by him is to tell him that Xi is an asset of the U.S. government and that he's risking an international incident. If he's actually involved with the CIA like you think he is, then that should be enough to have him given back to us. Otherwise, what does any of this matter?
A fair point.
Well, gonna have to tread careful waters with this one. I don't know if the damn computer in my brain's gonna let me do anything against the doctor.
I'll make sure that it does if it comes to it.
Just saying. If diplomacy is what we're planning to do, then that's what we're going to do.
Well, let's do let's do armed diplomacy. Let's go in there, try to reason with the with the bad doctor, really. And if he says no, fuck his shit up and blast our way out of there with Xi, Wampus, and Pumon.
All right. Sounds like you guys you're not doing any subterfuge. You're just going right up to the door.
Yeah, subterfuge. I mean, it's not really our strong suit as a group.
I mean, I am in my infiltration armor.
Well, do you want to try to get in and then try to figure out where they're at then? Pumon, Xi, and Wampus. So at least we have some intelligence if things go wrong.
Well, I think I saw Pumai. That's how it's pronounced, Pumai?
Pumon.
Pumon. I think I saw Pumon in there. And none of the employees there are anything human. They're more of those weird eyeball things and more cats around.
Good to know. Patients don't harm employees. Free to kill.
Yeah, but I can do my best to try and find our folks. Maybe free enough a number of the other folks in here, so we at least have some backup, you know?
Yeah, why not?
I'm a relatively stealthy person, except when my powers don't work.
Well, then, should I go in there and talk to the doctor while you two go out and search for the others first?
Well, you are the people person, Carter.
I know.
That, Lambda?
Okay.
People person?
I'm good with people.
I don't really like being called Lambda.
Lamb.
Oh, Lamb. Yeah. Sorry, my mistake.
It's okay.
Everybody has a designation here. Called Carter, and not by her name.
I prefer Carter.
Yeah. Well, it's good for everybody then. I actually prefer Ray.
Hey, Ray.
Got it, Ray.
Whoa, I think maybe this is the first time that Sergeant Dowd has sort of announced he's a Ray and not a Raymond. And not a Sergeant Dowd, for that matter.
Man,
Very cool.
Not exactly a sergeant anymore. I'm not really serving in the military now, am I?
Technically still serving.
We're all in the military.
Not really, but yeah.
I'm in the military the same way as an assault rifle is.
That's unfortunately valid.
So, with that in mind, you guys are splitting up a bit. Carter's heading right in. Dowd and Lamb, you guys are going the stealthy route. We'll check back on everybody there in a second. But as you guys are going in, Dowd or Ray, you hear a familiar sound. I mean, everybody else does too, but for you, it's very familiar. You hear the hum, the whoop 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 of helicopter rotors, particularly Huey. Very familiar during your time in Vietnam. And you do indeed see a Huey helicopter coming in low over the green pine surrounding this area and this forest. This is not a Canadian Air Force or Army or any. It's not Canadian. You can tell this is an American aircraft.
Now, what are they doing here?
It comes inside, just sort of zooms over the trees. There is a helipad on top of one of the roofs. It lands. You see a bunch of looks definitely like a military-looking soldiers get out, and some sort of high-ranking military-looking gentleman in the full green, all American too, not Canadian. Comes out, is greeted by some of the orderlies, and is led inside.
Would I recognize who that guy is?
Give me a perception check. You are at a distance, but you might.
Okay. Would the visor still work for advantage?
Yeah, because it helps you zoom in. So go for it.
So that's a 9, and
Yeah.
that's a 10.
10. Okay, it looks familiar. He looks familiar.
I can't put my mind on it.
Is there any chance this is somebody that I've seen before?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, why don't you give me a
I can do perception.
Yeah, go ahead and do a perception check.
Just to see if I even notice him at all.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen the helicopter, but you might, see if you recognize.
Presumably with a 21, I see who's coming out of the helicopter.
Okay. I'll say, I'll describe him. This is not somebody you've met before, though.
Okay.
They are, bald, very hairless, no facial hair, just totally bald, kind of looking like an egg, sort of poking out of that, all green military uniform. You recognize they're at the rank of captain, for whatever that is worth.
She'll share that information with Ray. See what he thinks.
And the military patches for whatever unit he's with.
Okay.
Also, you do not recognize.
I can describe them, so I'll describe them to him.
So with Lamb's description, could I make a history check?
Actually, I'm gonna say, thanks to Lamb's description, you do know who this is. Because you there's not that many totally hairless military officials running around. And between that and the helicopter, this guy is named Captain Howard Tolliver Cross.
Captain, who's the what? No.
Captain Howard Cross. Captain Cross, or Howard Tolliver Cross is his full name.
Howard Cross.
Howard Cross, yes.
So Dowd's so Dowd's hot damn, I know who that is. That's Captain Cross.
He was in some very shadowy special forces outfit that operated out of your fire base before your accident, or before your maiming. It was not an accident. You never quite figured out what his unit was doing. Special forces, they do their own thing. Definitely, the average soldiers don't get to ask. They go out into the jungle, they do what they're going to do, they come back, and that's it. There's whispers that's connected to the Phoenix program, which did all kinds of horrific war crimes during the Vietnam War. But that's as far as it went. But you do know that the soldiers who were there for that special forces unit were under a Captain Cross.
Well, this is bad news. We should probably get in there before Captain Cross over there gets to meet Zai. Nothing good's gonna come from this, let me tell you that.
Well, we're gonna cut to Captain Cross meeting Zai.
Fuck.
Zai, it's still in your room. Jarrus kind of puts sort of a psychic block on the message. You don't hear, you just hear like, kind of like this blurred as static, so you're not getting that like psychologically horrifying message broadcast to you endlessly. And then you were aware of like more footsteps in the door opening, more footsteps in the room, and you can hear some voices talking. In one of them you recognize as Kerrigan, the other one you do not recognize, but he's addressed as like Captain Cross. And you see Cross's like, you can hear Captain Cross being like, "Ah, very well done, Doctor. You got one of them. I was rather hoping you'd get Lambda 18. She could be very useful to us. This is another Zai. You know how much trouble his brother was in New York. That was distressing. He damaged parts of our operation. It caused me, well, I will say it. It caused me some sleepless nights." Dr. Kerrigan's like, I'm sorry, Captain. I do apologize. That Zai is very difficult. This Zai we're working on, and I do not doubt that we'll be able to have him perform whatever you'd like very soon. Captain Cross is like, "Let me take a look at him." Dr. Kerrigan's like, yes, sir. And he removes that helmet. So Zai, you look up and you see this, again, totally bald, military-looking gentleman, this kind of like in the full uniform. He's looking down at you, and it's very much like he's not treating you as a person, just like, like Lamb said, you're like a weapon.
Does this guy look like the image that 18 sent me?
It does, yes.
So Zai will be like, "Huh, so you're the crossbearer."
Captain Cross does not respond. He says, "I fear that Bush is catching wise."
Catching wise? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's not even talking to you. He's talking to Kerrigan.
Mhm.
He's like, "We may have to accelerate our timetable." Bush is definitely not on board. I don't think I could convince him to agree to this next part of the operation at all. He may have to be dealt with, and his little pets have to be turned to our side or dealt with as well. So I'll ask you again, Dr. Kerrigan, you failed with 18. Can you make 16 work? Dr. Kerrigan's like, "I believe that I can, sir. I've already started." And Cross says, "You think you're an expert at psychological manipulation, psychological warfare, but you're a dilettante. I've practiced it in the field, so make sure that it works." And he's like, marches out of the room. You can tell Dr. Kerrigan getting very nervous. He's like, he kind of like looks at the orderlies. They hastily slam the hat back on you. They don't even notice that it's not, the button isn't pushed, so you don't hear that message anymore. And then he hurries out of the room, and he's like, as they're going down the hallway, you hear Cross saying like, "I've got to go to Italy as well now. Make sure that side of the operation is continuing to function." And the Italians, very troublesome over there. So I don't want anything going wrong here. Please don't make me upset. And you can see Kerrigan like reassuring him. But again, in their haste, they didn't turn that helmet on, and also the door is unlocked. They did not lock the door as they're heading away.
Okay. I would like to try and summon the little Jarrus.
Yeah, we got to call. I realized we got Jarrus the alien god and Jarrus the rat. So yeah, I like calling him Little Jarrus.
Mini Jarrus. So yeah, and I would like him to start working on the restraints.
Ooh, okay. I don't think I'm gonna make you roll for this. I think Lil Jarrus, or if we all know from so much great fiction of wonderful pet rats saving people that rats can gnaw through like rope and restraints very easily.
Mhm.
So yeah, pretty soon he gets your hands and legs free.
Okay. Is there anything that I could possibly use as a weapon or anything like that around?
I mean, the helmet seems pretty heavy.
Okay.
It's got like some metal backing to it. Because it has to have a sort of a tape recorder kind of thing, as well as like a visor that goes down.
Okay.
But that's really it. There's not really any weapons in this room. It's just a total empty room, except for the bed and the helmet.
Okay. Then I will try and make my way stealthily, sort of trying to find like any sort of like possible thing that looks remotely like a control room.
Ooh, okay. Okay, give me a stealth check.
Okay. Yep. Come on, background. Oh, look, the little die was cocked. It was cocked on a 20.
Oh no, I hate when that happens. Well, a 17 is not so bad.
Yeah.
You see some an orderly heading down the hall in kind of a routine patrol, but you're able to like duck back into the room and just wait till he goes by.
My old roots are coming back to me.
Yeah, the old kind of the street smarts. You do see a sign that says like control room.
Okay.
Kind of pointing towards well, there's like one of those like maps of the whole facility with like a key, and you see the control room is like one of the buildings. It's not your building, it is outside.
Okay.
But it's like one of the larger, or it's kind of like a small sort of almost house-sized building just across the courtyard from yours.
Okay. I guess I will make my way over there then.
Okay. You start heading that way. Let's check in with Agent Carter, and then we'll see what Lamb and Dowd are up to. Carter.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna. I assume that they've hopped off one of the trucks we're using, so I can kind of go up there alone with a supply shipment.
Okay, so you're driving your truck up, and these guys hop off.
Yeah, so as soon as they get close enough, like not in eyesight of any of the guards, they can hop off and make their way in as I sort of distract by approaching the front with a truck.
Okay, absolutely. You drive the truck up. There is a little, station with one of those barriers that comes down. You see an orderly inside, and like one face with humongous eyeball flashes to a normal human face. It just kind of like looks at you silently.
Delivery for Harrow House.
Yeah, he looks at your truck, presses a button, that gate goes up, and you roll on in to like kind of this parking lot adjacent to one of the buildings.
As soon as they begin to offload everything, I'm going to just sort of hop out of the car and basically make a beeline for the front door.
Okay. You pop in that front door. There's like a reception area. There's another orderly just behind the desk. Stares at you with one humongous eye. You see one of the cats like perched up on top of the reception area on the desk there.
Hi, I'm looking to talk to the doctor, Dr. Carrington, I think is his name, about the next shipment of supplies. I want to make sure that he knows what he's getting, and we make sure we get it up there correctly to him this next time. We've had some issues in the past.
He like holds up a finger and then picks up his phone. Just like holds it to his head. Does not speak at all because he got no mouth. But then somehow like he puts down the phone and just holds up the finger again. You wait just a little. You wait a bit. You sit in the waiting room. Very blank waiting room. No magazines. Nothing. Super boring. But then after a while, you hear some like harried footsteps coming down the hallway, and you see Dr. Kerrigan. His like gray hair, looking a little disheveled, a little bit of like sweat in his forehead, and it's like looking nervous. But he hurries over there and like meets you, and he's like, "What is it?"
Sorry, here just to speak about the deliveries. We've been having some issues getting them here recently. I just want to talk about what's going on and make sure that whatever your next supply order gets here on time. Can we go to your office, the more private?
Oh, Jesus Christ, the deliveries. My office. Here, just come down this way.
Okay, as soon as there is like a open room or something out of the eyesight of one of the orderlies, I want to draw my pistol and press it to his neck.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah, he goes in just like sort of an empty office, a bit further back in the reception area, and like as you get into it, yeah, you just pull your pistol, ram it to the back of his neck.
Good Dr.
He's like-
Carrington.
Or it's Kerrigan.
Kerrigan, sorry. Good Dr. Kerrigan.
What?
I think you have somebody that you need to let go. Otherwise, I'm gonna redecorate this office. I'm talking about Xi 16. I know who the fuck you know I'm talking about.
What's your name?
My name doesn't matter. Just know that whatever your operation is running here, we're not particularly happy about having our property taken.
He's like, well, whoever you are, you don't understand what you're meddling with. You don't know what you're doing.
Sure, I know what you're doing. I know you got some weird experiments going on with people's brains and trying to do some sort of weird things with them. I've heard about it. I've heard what you know happened with Lambda 18 all those years ago with Dr. Griff. I know what's going on here. And I'm well aware that no one is going to approve of this. So I'm taking back our property, and we're going to leave without being attacked.
When you say Dr. Griff, he gets like very upset. He's like, that fucking hack wouldn't understand psychology if it bit him in his club-footed ass. And let me tell you something else. Whoever you are, if you think that you are working for the Hermitage, you don't know what the Hermitage is really doing.
I cock the hammer back. Oh, trust me. I'm well aware of what we're doing.
Give me an intimidation check.
An 8.
An 8. Okay.
God damn, my rolls are so bad.
He's like, you and your friends are children in the dark. But you do have a gun pointed at my head. So, let me go to my office, my real office, and we'll, I'll get the, how to describe it so you would understand. The materials needed to bring your friend back. So we're just going to walk across the courtyard there and go to my office.
I'm going to walk basically right next to him and sort of cross my arms with my gun is sort of concealed as best I can, but still pointed at him to the side and kind of through my jacket and kind of poke him with it. So, as I'm still there, I'm still got to point it at him.
Okay, cool. So he starts leading you instead of like this roundabout way. Actually, I take it back. He's not really going across the courtyard. He's going to another area inside this structure. All right. Meanwhile, Dowd, Lamb, you guys are sneaking in. So you kind of loop around. You make it to the fence. Go ahead and give me, or how are you getting through this like fenced off area?
Well, before we even get to that, there's something that Lamb wants to bring up with Ray.
Okay.
I've seen you make things before very quickly. That seems to be something you know how to do, right, Ray?
I know how to make an assortment of tools, yeah. Do we need one right now?
Can you make a light that flashes 15 pulses per second?
Let me see. And I know that's something I could do with prestidigitation, I think.
There's a different artificer thing that you could probably make it with.
Hmm. Like, right tool for the job.
No,
Maybe that's... No?
there's a thing.
Hmm. Magical tinkering?
There you go.
Magical tinkering.
Hmm.
Okay. So Dowd's probably gonna take don't know what he would actually have. Maybe a little battery. Screw up the top. Do this and that. His hands work really quick, and voila! Yes, the exact thing Lamb asked for.
Okay. She closes her eyes and turns it on. Does it do what you said it would do?
Mm-hmm.
She stopped. Did it pulse?
Think so. Yeah.
Great, thank you.
So what is this for exactly?
A getaway plan.
Well, you know what you're doing, so leave you to it. Now, think I saw where they're keeping their, let's call them prisoners, because that's what they are, really. Over here, saw Pumont there. Think we'll find Zai and everyone else.
Great. Let's get them out of there. Prisoners, Sai, Agent Carter. Then I'm gonna take care of all this.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys like sneaking in?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we're gonna sneak in.
Okay. There's kind of like a fence around it. But, I mean, Dow can probably just like rip it open, I would say.
Oh, this actually gives me an opportunity to use one of the things I have, an armor of magical strength. Could spend one charge to give me +3 on strength checks and saving throws.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a strength check with that to tear apart this fence. It's,
Right.
chain link, so it's a little tricky, but maybe you can do it with that.
So this is +3 for a total of 18.
Ooh, okay. With that, yeah, you tear it apart. You have access to the whole facility. You start heading across kind of the courtyard area. Why don't you guys give me a quick stealth check?
Okay.
Righto. Stealthing and chainmail as Artificer. Let's see.
All right, I got a dirty 20.
I got a 7.
Okay.
I mean, my character is just floating along like Raven out of Teen Titans, He's
Right.
not making any sound.
Okay, so here's what happens. As you guys are kind of going down, Lamb, or you're going through this, you get through the fence, kind of heading towards this sort of dirt courtyard with a few like ornamental trees around. Lamb, you like slide through the trees, and you're totally hidden, and you notice Zai also making his way through these like trees, this garden area, heading for a house side structure on like the other side. So you spot Zai. I don't know if he spots you just yet. Dowd, you unfortunately are spotted.
Yeah, gosh, dang it.
But fortunately, or maybe unfortunately as the case may be, it is by Wampus the Clown.
I'll take it.
So as you're like kind of walking, you think you're being stealthy. What do you think gives it away? Like, as you're just like kind of walking out on that path, or like what happens?
The fact that Dowd thinks that wearing the jacket makes him more stealthy probably makes him stick out more. It's like when he switches between Guardian mode and Infiltration mode, it's not really a mode change, but puts on the jacket. Now I'm infiltrating. But yeah, it probably doesn't work as well as he thinks.
Right. Well, it makes it like a human, a normal guy, but a very big guy. So it stands out a little bit. And as you're like kind of just walking straight down one of these gravel paths through the central courtyard area, you hear Wampus's familiar voice being like, "Whoa, hold on there, hey, Sergeant, it's me."
Oh. Huh, Wampus. Gotta be more careful. Damn near blew your head off.
Oh, well, don't do that, because look, thanks to the good doc over here, I've been like, he told me everything that's gone wrong with my whole life.
Wampus, you sure they haven't been messing with your head there?
Well, they put this like little weird metal box, and I put my head in there, and it said these like mean things to me for a while. And then I sort of like, I guess disassociated.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I sort of realized like, this whole clown thing, it's just like a phase. Entertaining folk, that's not who I am.
But Wampus, being a clown's been your whole identity for the couple of weeks that I've known you.
Well, first of all, it's not Wampus anymore. It's Walter.
Walter.
Yup, I'm gonna be a accountant, actuary, a dentist, an ordinary, normal job. That's what Walter's gonna be.
This seems wrong. Wampus, and I'm gonna keep calling you Wampus, none of this Walter nonsense. You listen to me right now. You are a clown.
Ooh, man, give me a persuasion check with advantage because you're hitting him where he hurts.
I got a -1. Let's hope this works. That's
Let's see if we
10.
can undo his conditioning.
I got a 10 and a 9.
Oh no. Okay. He's like, I'm getting a lot of hostility from you, man. Look, name's Walter. I'm gonna be like an actuary. Okay? Some normal, ordinary job. And look, don't worry. I mean, sure you're some big metal man, but I'm sure after a little bit of work from Dr. Kerrigan, he can get you a good. You'll want to like stop this soldiering nonsense and get a nice ordinary job yourself.
Ordinary job, Walter. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna work out. Say, would you mind, like, I don't know, just go do what you're doing, like, wait by the truck we have outside and just don't tell anybody we're here right now. We're gonna be, well, we're just picking up everyone, you know?
He's like, look, Sergeant, I'm glad you're here, and the doctor's I'm glad you brought everybody here, because like, the doctor can help all of them get back to normalcy. So I'm just gonna go ahead, and he like starts waving. You see, there's some like an orderly patrol heading your way.
Dang it.
And he starts like trying to like wave him over.
Okay. I hate that I'm going to do this, but I'm gonna try and shut Walter up. Like lightning launcher right in the back of him.
Oh man. Okay,
No,
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Really quickly, Michael. I mean, all this stuff is happening, and I've spotted Zai way before any of this. Have we been doing anything up until now?
We can go back and check on you. It's kind of in a different area.
Alright, we kind of split off a bit there.
Yeah.
I didn't know that we were totally away from each other, so.
Right.
I got
Patrick's
spotted.
muted, by the way. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. I just wasn't sure that we were split up when you got spotted, so okay.
Right.
That's fine.
Dowd, how'd you do?
For the attack,
Yeah, split the party. It always works.
a 12.
Yeah, that definitely hits Wampus. He's not wearing any armor at all.
Okay, so this is just to knock him out. That's 10 plus, let's see, d6. 10 plus 3 for a total of 13 lightning damage.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna say that does it. You give him like a quick zap. Yeah, it's non-lethal. So he's like, as he just have to call off the orderlies, you give him a little zap. He collapses there in the dirt and the leaves.
Okay, so just gonna stash him where I can pick him up later.
Okay, so poor Dowd, or poor Wampus, knocked out by Dowd, and now Dowd is okay. Meanwhile, Lamb, you spot Zai making his way towards the control room. You going with, or what do you do?
I mean, how far away is he from me when I spot him?
I mean, definitely within like touching distance. That sounds weird. You can definitely touch him even with your normal instead of your psychic ones.
Zai, what's happening?
Okay. Sorry.
Let's be quiet.
Mm-hmm. That was the plan. I'm making my way over to that building over there because it seems to be the control room. Maybe we can turn off these cats.
I like that idea. Do you want me to assist you or hide in the woods?
Wait, where's the rest? Where's everyone else?
I don't know anymore. Carter's in the building somewhere doing diplomacy, I think.
Okay.
I don't want to talk out here in the open for very long, though, so just...
So I will point to my head and make a connection.
Thank you. It's better for us to communicate silently, obviously.
Obviously. Well, can I look around and see if I can find Ray that I don't know is prefers to be called Ray?
Let's see. I mean, he's not, like I said, his stealth was not so good. So, yeah, I would say you don't need to roll for it. You see him.
Okay. I will.
Oh, I guess I didn't lose track of him because there he is.
I will quickly shoot him a message and be like,
Is he only 30 feet away from us?
Oh,
I am totally losing track of what is happening.
I mean,
he's only 30 feet away from us.
If he's more than 30 feet, then I can't.
Yeah,
like, actually,
he's too far away from
Actually,
that.
no.
I would say he's
Message
like,
is 120
like,
feet, so.
Oh, you're using the message spell.
Yeah,
Got
message
it.
spell. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I would say he's like 60 feet away from you.
Okay, so then, yeah, I'm going to use the message spell. Doug, Lamb and I are going to go into that building over there, the control room. If you want to follow. If not, try and find Agent Carter.
Good. Lamb's with you. We kind of got separated out here. Met Walter, as he's calling himself now. Had to zap him before he gave away my position. Remember, he's over here. Kind of stashed him in the bush.
I'll to message again. All right, maybe I can help him out once this is all done. And we'll continue. Let's continue on, and we'll just be like, okay, well.
Okay, so you guys are heading towards the control room. Just what I imagine real quick, what happened is like, Dowd and Lamb worked together. Lamb went ahead stealthily. Dowd, Wampus like spotted him, called to him, so we like had to stop and talk to him, and while Lamb kept on going ahead.
Okay.
So that's why they sort of like split up. And I would say Lamb and Zai were like 60 feet ahead of Dowd. Okay, so Zai, Lamb, you guys are heading towards the control room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys go there, you reach the door. It is it's not locked, but there is, and you're still hidden, so this does not see you, but there is a cat right outside the door. I guess you wouldn't know if it was unlocked or not, but the real barrier here is a cat that's like standing guard. Unlike the other cats, which are kind of moving around, this one is staying put as if rooted.
Okay.
You look through the window at the slats, and you see there is something kind of like gray and organic inside.
Really quickly with this cat, she can do a telekinetic shove from 30 feet away. This is kind of a nasty idea that I've got, but the idea is to use the telekinesis to just slowly push it against the wall until it just squishes.
Ooh. The problem with that is if you do it slowly, these are connected, so we'll probably like send out an alarm.
Oh, okay.
So you could do it, but then you have to move real fast afterwards.
Do you have anything that can kill that cat? Oh wait, we have psychic communication. Do you have anything that can kill that cat? From a distance? Fast?
Possibly. It depends on. I can at least, at the very least, if I don't kill her outright, I can possibly make it scared of and run away.
Well, the thing is, if we don't kill it outright, it's going to set off an alarm.
Fair enough. Let's see. I don't think Manslaughter's going to really do much.
I'm just gonna go up and maybe I'll succeed in not having it turn off my powers. I'm just gonna go up and kill it.
Okay.
If I'm just lying there like a fish, oh well. So yeah, she's just gonna try to move in. She already has a super high still, so you know, Michael.
Right. Let me just. Oh, sorry. Just a little lag on D&D Beyond as I'm looking up stat real quick. Okay. I mean, I'll let you keep that great stealth score you got earlier. So yeah, go ahead and it does not know you're there, so you don't get disadvantage.
Right. So
I
when
think-
she's go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you this thing has 10 hit points, so I'll just say that.
Okay. So it seems like it actively has to shut me off. That's good. So she turns on the astral self arms. So that's a bonus action. The first thing that the cat has to do, and I'm trying really hard to find this, and it should be so much easier, and yet I'm having difficulties. So it's a bonus action. So it is a dex saving throw with a DC 14 from the cat.
Right. Okay. It does get a +2 to this.
Okay.
Let's see if it can do it. Has to be the 16, you said?
14.
14. Okay. Sadly, it did get an 18, so it beat that.
Okay, so it doesn't take any damage from the arms activating it. Now she is going to try to hit it.
Okay. You gotta beat a 12.
Yeah. Let's see. I beat a 12. So I got 21, and the cat is going to take just 5 force damage. If it had failed on that save, it probably would be dead right now.
Ooh, okay.
Activating the arms is unfortunately a bonus action, so she does not have a bonus action on top of it. We're level 4, so I don't have a second attack yet.
Okay.
So, could I possibly, seeing that it didn't quite get rid of it, do a real quick mind slither?
Yeah, go for it. I mean, you're right there. You can do the second attack.
Actually, no. I'm gonna do Dissonant Whispers. So possibly do a little bit more. It's gonna be a Wisdom save, DC 14.
Wisdom. Okay, let's get a +2 to this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rolling. What does that have to beat?
14.
14. Ooh, got a 12.
Okay. So it's going to take full damage.
Okay, it only is 5 hit points left.
Oh yeah, 13 damage.
Oh man, okay. Yeah, Lamb just pops out. The psychic arms extend, rain down some blows. All these cracks appear in the jar on this cat's head. And then Zai, what does the Dissonant Whispers look like?
Basically, seeing that the initial blows don't quite get rid of it, so I just sort of shit, and it sort of resonates as whispers, and it goes into the, so it's just a repetition of
shit
of shit in its head until
oh man, all right, you hear this weird psychic echo of shit, and then the cracks deepen, these spider webs fill up the bottle, it shatters, the brain just explodes inside, and this weird cat body, which does not look like a real cat at this point. It looks like it's sort of like a flesh-shaped puppet, but it looks like something that was never actually alive. It was like the creations that Monsieur Poumon made, just sort of congealed or generated from another body.
Okay.
It splatters down on the ground, totally dead. Did not send the alarm off.
Right. Well, should look a little bit quicker now, just in case.
Yeah, we might as well get in there.
Okay. You guys head inside. You get the door open. you see this room is like also pretty much empty. There is a desk. On this desk is a giant brain.
So,
Like, yeah, this like barrel-sized brain hanging out there.
could I make a sort of like inference that this is what controls the cats?
Yeah, that seems pretty clear. This is the like organic mechanism that controls these living watchdogs.
Should we destroy it then?
That seems to be the case.
Because she's attacking it.
Okay. Let's do a quick pause there and zoom over to check on Agent Carter, and then we'll come back and see if you guys can take out this brain. Okay, so Carter, Dr. Kerrigan brings you down the hall. He's looking like he's gone from annoyed to nervous, but not really nervous about you. He brings you like into a room and like opens the door and takes you into what looks like an ordinary office. I want you to do, or actually no, I'm gonna do an attack roll on you.
Okay.
So what's your armor class?
18.
Okay. Let's see how whatever this thing is does against an 18. It gets a +5. I'm afraid it rolled an 18 +5, so it definitely hits you. So what happens is you come into this this well-appointed office. There's like an armchair facing like a desk with a big rolly chair behind it. And there's like, a desk that is like full of bric-a-brac, little bunch of little silver balls on strings that go click-clack in fun ways. All kinds of cool ornaments. There's like lots of diplomas and certificates and awards from all kinds of psychological foundations on the walls. But as you get in and you're like keeping the gun in his back, the chair changes. It looked like an ordinary armchair, but as you like get closer to it, you realize that it is a living organic creature. It's like the upholstery is skin, bone is like forms the limbs of this chair, all the same colors of normal furniture, but the texture is not the beautiful soft upholstery and wood that would make up an armchair. This is like skin, bone, and unfortunately, as you find out, muscle. This chair rams into you, and it actually like the arms of this chair like grab you and sort of like hold you in place, kind of trapping you by this chair. Dr. Kerrigan turns around. He's like, the decor here is also the work of our patients.
Work of your patients or made of your patients?
Made from my patients.
Sick fucker.
Hey, let's not be rude. I can see you have a problem with authority. Zai does as well, but it's odd that someone in your position would have that kind of attitude.
I think you're mistaken. I don't have a problem with authority. I have a problem with you strange weirdos doing some strange shit. That's my issue. I don't care.
Right.
The government's fine. I'm here on the government's behalf. You, on the other hand, have a problem with authority. You can't take no for an answer. You don't like being told no by the people paying your check, which is why we shut you down the first time. So I'm going to shut you down again.
He's like, I'm not going to pretend that you don't have a point. I was very upset when the Hermitage chose to end Harrow House the first time. And all of Project Omega, there's so much potential there. And they ended it. But now, people in the Hermitage are bringing it back, and they are telling me yes. And I'm not going to pretend that didn't make me very happy. Now, just be quiet for a moment. He is like sort of a radio walkie-talkie device in his desk. He like presses into it, and he's like, Captain, yes, I'm afraid Zai was only one of them. I have Agent Carter in my office. She's indisposed. And I suppose the other two, to the Tomorrow's Soldier and Lambda 18, I'm afraid they might be on the premises as well. What should I do? And
I'm
then
gonna shoot the radio.
Oh, you're right. You still, yeah. Okay, go for it.
Am I currently being grappled or?
Yeah, you are being grappled by this thing.
Okay. Roll with disadvantage. Hopefully get 2 decent rolls. It's a 14 to hit the radio.
That was the lower one?
Yeah.
Yeah, 14 does it. Yeah, you fire and you like blow up this radio. Dr. Kerrigan like dives behind the desk. He presses a button on the desk, and he's like, Captain Cross was probably going to suggest that I use you, do a little bit of psychic driving like I'm doing with Zai right now, and make you useful to him. I think he definitely feels that way about Lamb, and probably about Zai and Dowd as well. And I could have changed you too, Carter.
Wait, did you say Cross?
What's that?
Say Cross? Captain Cross?
He's like,
as in the crossbearer?
He says that was the name that Zai's brother gave him, but he was sort of a delusional nickname. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You're gonna wake up as like an accountant or something like that, and you'll be a good, ordinary citizen leading a rewarding, ordinary life until you're activated.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Vakut has different plans for me. I'm going to bonus action cast Raffle Smite and shoot the creature it's currently grappling me.
Okay, go for it.
Um,
Attack this armchair. It's got 12 armor class.
Then I'm gonna hit with a 16.
Ooh,
it
nice.
needs to make a DC 13 Wisdom save.
Okay, I'm gonna say this thing gets a -1 to Wisdom. It is a chair. It's a living chair, but like it's still a chair. So it gets a -1 to 13. It's a living. It did roll really high. I got a 17, so 16.
That's fine. I still do 11 points of piercing damage and 4 points of psychic for 15.
Nice. Yeah, this chair. So what does it look like when you're doing Wrathful Smite?
My eyes sort of flash with this sort of bright light as my gun heats up and fires this psychic round that emanates some sort of strange radiance that disrupts normal brain patterns.
Ooh, okay. You just like blast a hole straight through the back of this chair. Kerrigan is like freaking out and starting to like try and dash for the door of the room, and you hear pounding footsteps as other orderlies that he summoned are coming on in.
Okay. Can I attempt to break this grapple, then run for the window?
I think it's going to get an attack off of you.
That's fair.
As it does that. So again, it's going to get a +5 to hit. It has to beat an 18. Let's see how it does.
Well, how much damage did I take the first time?
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Well,
second time with the 13 does not hit you. Let me go ahead and do the damage for the first time. It's going to get 1d8 plus 3 damage. Let me do a quick roll. All right, you're going to take 8 damage.
Okay.
All right, and yeah, it gets an attack, and now you're trying to break free from this grasp.
Yes. Is that a acrobatics check or athletics check?
It is going to be yeah, I could see either. You got to beat a 13.
$13 exact.
Oh man. Okay, so as these like the arms of this chair are trying to like wrap around you, how do you break free?
I basically just sort of because this thing is obviously human, so I reach up, sort of make myself as sort of big as possible, and just sort of shoulder one arm off and then slip out underneath its legs.
Ooh, okay. You
So
slip
I'm
away
not
from
very tall. I'm a slight human being.
All right. Agent Carter kind of expertly weaves her way out of this chair. And yeah, you're free. It's sort of like moving behind you with its, bone legs. What's the next plan here?
Jump out the window.
Oh man.
I'm not going up to carry. I'm not going up to carrying. Kerrigan. Whatever is Kerrigan. I'm not going after him. I'm escaping. This is bad.
All right, you dive through the window. Yeah, thankfully it's a first floor office, so no fall damage. But yeah, you plop down in the dirt outside. You hear these orderlies rushing in. For the moment, you are safe.
I'll make my way for the truck.
Okay, you start dashing towards the truck. Down. So, you got Wampus knocked out in the grass. You're not sure where Lambda where Lamb and Zai went. Oh, Lamb.
Yeah, I had every intention of bringing Dowd in on Let's Destroy the Brain.
Oh, okay, so you're calling back to him?
Well, she's gonna ask Zai to, yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
I did tell that we were heading towards the building.
Okay, Dowd, you gonna join them, or you gonna look for try and like see if you can get some more of these prisoners, or look for Puman? It's okay if like either is good.
Well, I got one prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Are we still in mental contact, Zion Dowd?
I just cast the message spell with Dowd. I was too far away to set up a separate link.
I would say that Lambda, when we saw the brain, asked Zai to communicate with you. Can we get Dowd in on this? Because I think brain destroying duty might be something that he's very good at.
Okay. Yeah, then if you don't mind, I could send another message just being like, hey Dowd, can you get in here? We got a brain to destroy.
Okay. We are gonna have to get the rest of the prisoners out of here too.
This first.
Righto. I'm on my way.
All right.
How far away would they be?
It's going to be about maybe 60, 80 feet or so.
I have a walking speed of 35, so if I sprint, I can make it like in one round or so.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
Not too worried about the exact timing of it. Yeah, you rush over there to that control room. You pop in. You see Lamb and Zai, and then you see this giant brain on this table.
Is it in a jar by any chance?
Nope, it's just hanging out there in the air.
He's
Lambda
just a
does
giant
this with her
brain.
hands, you know.
My God, it's a gigantic brain! Kill it! And he fires a lightning launcher.
Okay.
I would like to attack right after he does, too.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. The brain is a 10 armor class.
Okay. Let's see. Lightning launcher. Unnatural 20. Takes 8 lightning damage plus an additional 1 for a total of 9.
9 damage. Okay, it does have more HP than that, but like that was a pretty solid blow. I mean, it could have been better. But yeah, you like, what does it look like as you're just unleashing lightning on this thing?
Yeah, it's like a continuous beam of lightning trying to fry the brain.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, that flesh is curdling up, like bubbling, very gross. Lamb, what are you doing to this thing?
She's attacking with her, semi-invisible arms, translucent arms, perhaps. Arms of astral self, regardless.
Okay.
Yep.
And she's trying to punch like straight into like where he's already damaging it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So that's 7 force damage on the first.
Mm-hmm.
And then bonus action, she gets another attack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to not blow through ki. It's 21 to hit.
Oh yeah.
For 6 more, so that's 13 force damage altogether to this thing.
Ooh, okay. You're just like wailing on it with psychic
it's-
energy.
It's basically tearing in, like one arm shoots out around his lightning bolts one way and one shoots out around the lightning bolt the other way, and they're just kind of tearing it apart, provided that like where the lightning bolt is hitting is like sort of center mass. So it's like pulling the two lobes in half.
Oh yeah. This brain looking like not long for this world. Another few blows will take care of it. Zai,
Yeah.
as they're wailing on it though,
Mhm.
you hear that like psychic distress.
Mhm.
You can sense it. You look outside, you see a bunch of these orderlies like heading over.
Okay. Hmm.
They do a few cats with them, like in their arms or like pawing along next to them.
Yeah. I think the priority is just to finish the job and then deal with the person who's
Right.
so
Okay.
I'm going to position myself so that everyone else is 10 feet away from me, but the brain is not, and I'm going to cast Arms of Dar.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to do it at second level.
Ooh. Okay.
So
Does
it's
the brain need to roll for that?
a strength saving throw.
Okay. I mean, it gets like a -2 to this. This brain is not strong.
Okay.
It might roll high. Okay. Well, it might not. That's gonna be 9 -2. It's a big old 7.
Okay.
That's a fail. So now it happens.
On a failed save, target takes 3d6 necrotic damage. Yep. So it takes 9 points of necrotic damage, and technically speaking, it can't take reactions until its next turn.
Oh man. Okay. Well, this is where the brain is destroyed. The alarm
Okay.
cuts off, like it's not able to, send out any more distress messages.
Mhm.
And what does it look like as your arms of, I don't know, arms of Jairus tear it to pieces?
I guess it's sort of just a sort of yeah, I guess it's just sort of a couple of like just yeah, I'm not really going to make them tentacles. They're just sort of like little arms that look like they don't look like human arms. Obviously, they're definitely more like spindly. I think I would say,
Whoa.
and it just sort of two of them grab onto it and just rip it apart.
Oh man, yeah, this brain bisected.
My long
Yeah.
spindly arms give your long spindly arms a high five.
Like
They
right,
do the
right as
Predator.
they're dissipating, you see the high five.
They could do the Predator like hand clasp.
Sure.
Yeah, because Arms of Dar is technically instantaneous. So
I know.
yeah,
But
Nice.
so it's
long spindly arms.
yeah.
Yeah, so big explosion, brain goop everywhere. And then as you guys look out, like through the window of the control room, all the cats, their brains explode too. Just like pop, pop, pop inside these jars. The brains within blow up. Bits of shattered glass go everywhere. The orderlies are still up, but like they're just muscle. They're not really doing any psychic dampening. And they're like when the cats around them start exploding, they're like in a tizzy and confused. So you guys bought yourself a little bit of time there for sure. But yeah, now no more disadvantage on any psychic stuff. It's all good to be used.
Can we get a message out to Carter? Maybe bring the truck around so we can pile in all the prisoners?
You don't even know where Carter is right now.
I would like to. Can I do a quick detect thoughts and see if I can find her within the area? Detect thoughts.
Isn't it only 30 feet?
Yeah, what's the range in the tech box?
Detect thoughts is it's within 30 feet of me.
Ooh, okay. He's probably out of that reach then. Well, he's not in 30 feet. Within 30 feet.
Then I'm actually going to it's if I can't do this because I've already cast it, I want to spend some sorcery points to do an extended spell.
Ooh, okay. For detect thoughts?
Yeah. So it lasts like instead of 1 minute, up to I think 2 minutes, I guess, since it doubles the duration.
Right. I mean, I will say, like, Lamb and Dowd, you guys do know where the truck is right now, like where it's parked.
Yeah, we know where the truck is. Oh, wait, I talked to you psychically. We know where the truck is. If we want to head
Okay.
back to the truck, that's probably where Carter's heading.
I just
Well,
realized.
There's still Wampus and the other prisoners. You know, there's at least
Yeah,
like a
there's-
dozen of them, like inside too.
And also, I just realized I probably don't have any of my equipment with me.
Oh yeah, that stuff's probably in like actually, Carter, I'm gonna say you might have noticed it when you were in Kerrigan's office. In fact, you would have like snagged it as you headed out.
Yeah, absolutely. If I could have, I would have.
Okay, so you have that. I don't think Zai would know it.
Nope.
All right. So are you guys heading to the truck? Or are you guys trying to like loop around, get into the main like barracks area where the prisoners are? And there's still Wampus, who I think is just recovering, discovering all this chaos.
Dowd, you know where the prisoners are, right?
Yep.
Can you get them?
Yeah, that was the plan. Also
Okay.
left Wampus in a bush outside. He may be waking up. And if he starts going on about some nonsense about being Walter, nah, it's Wampus.
I really don't care about him, but okay. Zai, you can send out messages pretty far, right? You don't need to see the person.
I need to know kind of their general direction, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm pretty sure with message you need to know at least their general direction.
I'm not sure.
You
I'd
know
have
that
to look at.
this facility's not too big, so you would probably be able
Yeah.
to message Carter.
Yeah, it's just you point your finger towards a creature within range. So I figured since it's towards the creature, I would have to know kind of the general direction of where they are.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are on like the north side of this facility. Carter's in the south. It's not too big. It's like like 3 buildings around a central area. So
Okay. Since message technically requires a
I mean, it says you can cast it through solid objects, which means
yeah.
yeah,
you don't
walls.
have to see them.
Yeah. So I just realized that technically without Zai's orb, he needs material components. So Zai will he has sort of like emergency wire for this sort of situation, sort of wrapped around his ankle on his boot.
Oh, nice.
So he sort of unwraps the copper wire and while holding it, sort of points in the general direction of Carter and just be like, Carter, I don't know where you are, but Lamb and I are heading towards the truck. Dowd is going to go to release more of the prisoners.
Did I hear that?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. Headed there now. Cover blown.
Alrighty, I guess we're going loud. So I will say that out loud.
Going what?
Going loud. Cover's been blown.
Okay. Well, Dowd, you get the prisoners, Zai, head back to the truck. I've got to do something. Head out without me. I'm going to count to about, well, once the truck leaves.
Are you sure?
Okay.
Yeah. There's something I have to do here.
Is it something you're going to be able to come back from?
As long as I'm not inside of a building, yeah.
Okay, we'll leave it to you then. And Dowd's going to head off to get the rest of the prisoners.
Okay. So Dowd, you're heading out. I will say that Dowd, as you're crossing the courtyard, you see these orderlies kind of like heading towards you. You do a quick look up and you see that helicopter, the Huey, is taken off again. Like whoever was in there, you remember, Captain Cross is like, just getting out of Dodge. Helicopter cutting low, or not cutting low, just ascending into the sky, flying into the clouds and like zooming away.
One day, Cross. One day.
And then, yeah, you look back and see a bunch of these orderlies kind of like heading towards you. They're sort of like in your path before you can reach the building where the barracks where most of the experiments, the prisoners are being kept.
Hmm. Ah, seems like Zai's got some.
Ooh, let's do Dowd's like how he's going to handle these orderlies, and then we'll see how Zai's message. So I really like that. That's a great idea. Okay, Dowd.
Is it too late to stealth by them?
You could try. I mean, they're in high alert, but yeah, go for it. So you can stealth around them.
Okay. Well, 13.
13. You know, I'm gonna roll their perception. I got theirs right here. They do get a 0 to it, so let's see if they can beat a 13.
Good.
Oh boy, you're very lucky. They rolled a 5. So yeah, you sort of like you weave through the trees and the ornamental shrubs of this garden, get around the orderlies, and reach the main hall. You slam open the door and you see it's kind of like an open air barracks where there's like just cots in a row. It reminds you of like some of the military stuff you've been in. And there's just like maybe 12, like a dozen or so of these prisoners, all adults, but like all different ages different ages. Different varieties of adults, some old, some young, but yeah, they're all adults. They're all wearing like, the hospital gown type things. And they have these boxes just totally on top of their heads.
Well, gotta move fast. So, is there any
you
way...
see Monsieur Poumon is like the first one to you, though.
Okay, let's get him first and he can help with the rest.
All right, you just pull his hat off?
If I can, unless there's like something specific I gotta do.
No, there isn't. Like, it's just kind of a hat.
Toss it aside.
He's like, oh, tabernacle, thank you. And he just like opens his mouth and breathes, and like a weird lung comes out. It like is a crest of sort of like sharp sinew, like a bone almost at one end, and like slap and slashes the bonds holding him down. He like spits it out and kind of like holds it in his hand like a weird sword or club, and he's like, Monsieur Dowd, you came to my rescue, my knight in shining armor, no?
Why can I still feel disgust?
Hey, look, you're not the one who is breathing weird lung creations.
Yep, probably worse to live it.
Oh, I'll say.
But come on, we gotta free everybody
no
else.
picnic being you, I think.
No, it is not. But we can talk semantics later. Let's free everybody.
All right, so you do this row, I'll do that row. We'll move fast here.
Righto.
Yeah, he just like breathes out some like of those little lung dudes to help him, and they rush over, untying the bonds. You're working too, pulling off the helmets.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much everybody is like in various states of just like dazed, sort of, they've just been like hit really hard by these looping, psychologically damaging messages. But yeah, you're setting them free, helping them out, and they do seem, they're very like, they're still dazed, but they're very easy for them to like move around. Okay, so you're getting all the prisoners together. Zai, you wanted to send a message to Captain Cross. Okay, so you point to him in the helicopter, you send him that message. Can he like respond to it, or
He
what?
can respond, yes. Yeah, so basically for the viewers, my message, I look up at the helicopter and point. I don't know if I actually like see him in the window, but I point to him and just be like, "Oh, I'm coming for you, Crossbearer."
Oh, okay. You sense hesitation and fear. for a moment. He masters it pretty quickly, though. And you hear him, he thinks back to you. He's like, this is far from the first time that I communicated this way. Your brother, what happened with him was a mistake. A mistake I don't intend to make with you. Goodbye, Xi-16. I'm going to see you soon as well. You and all of your friends have a part to play in what's coming next.
Yeah, I'll do one more message. Well, maybe I'll see you in Italy.
Ooh, okay. So you get that out as he's zooming away. Yeah, a little bit more worry and hesitation there. Carter, you're at the van. You're inside in the parking lot there getting it going. You see Dowd and everybody coming out there and hurrying to the van. And then finally, what is like the last thing that Lamb is doing while everybody else is kind of splitting up? Oh, sorry, you're muted there, Kat.
Lamb is waiting for them to leave before she does what she does.
Ooh, okay. Well, let's cut ahead and let's end with that. I think that'd be
So
a good
everybody's
cliffhanger.
getting in, and we pick up Wampus as well. Don't want to forget.
Yeah, you just like Wampus is now sort of like picking himself back up, and he's like, "I'm gonna stop. No more rubber squeaky nose." And Monsieur Puman is like, "Shut up, my friend. Move!" And some of those like lung guys like grab him and start pushing him along.
Right.
Get everybody into the van. Again, there's only like a dozen people here, and pretty easy to shepherd them. They're sort of like coming back to themselves as you start driving away. And yeah, everybody except for Lamb, like Zai, you make it to the van as well, and you're all speeding away. So yeah, they're tearing out of there. Lamb, what do you do?
So Lamb hovers out into an area where nothing can possibly fall on her.
Okay, it's like right in the middle of the courtyard.
Yeah, and the orderlies probably see her and she doesn't really care.
Okay, yeah.
And she says, I am become death, destroyer of worlds. She turns on the pulsing device and puts it right up to her eye to trigger a seizure.
Whoa, and with that seizure, like, it starts sending, the psychic arms just start going crazy, and Harrow House blasted apart from the earth.
Yeah, I just imagine from the distance where the truck is, it's almost like a giant force dome that is so powerful that it is radiating energy with thousands of these arms pulling off from it, reaching their hands towards the heavens.
Yeah, so with that, with Harrow House destroyed, we are going to bring this episode to a close. We're going to pick up next week with, like, you know, you got the prisoners, you got a safe place in Puman's farm, but Kerrigan's still out there, and he's not going to let you guys go without a fight, for sure. So, all of that, and we come back with the third episode, the climax of the Body Politic. I promise, more body horror, more disturbing psychological stuff, as the showdown with Dr. Kerrigan ends.
Hoping somebody comes back and gets her.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think Carter would have asked before you did this, like, how far should I go and when should I come back? And then basically did that, come back to pick her up.
She would tell you, like, I've never seen what it does, but you'll know when it's over.
Keep an eye out.
Whoa. All right. Well, I think that's what we're going to pick up, like, right when we get back next week.
Right. Yeah, we're back right next week too, so don't miss it. Don't miss it. No, seriously, this is getting epic. It's a little, like you said, a little bit more body horror.
Yeah. Well, this is, you know, my
Body
homage
Politic.
to early Cronenberg.
Lungs,
I was going to
man.
say that the helmets remind me of something from Videodrome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's like an actual MK Ultra in Canada thing that I learned about from the last podcast on the left, and their great MK Ultra series.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they were actually like just football helmets modified. Like, just I mean, it's funny, but like they psychologically destroyed people for just horrifying stuff up there.
Good series. You should listen to it if you
Yeah.
haven't already.
Highly recommended.
Oh, but then it'll give away some of your secrets, man. We don't need that. So, thanks everybody. Thanks for playing tonight. Again, thank you so much, Grey Mouse, for being very active and
Thanks, Grey Mouse.
hopefully enjoying this. I mean, if you're doing this just to, suffer through it, that's a little odd. But I do those things myself, and it's totally fine. But
It was fun, right? Enjoyable.
it was fun. No, I was just saying,
Yeah,
but if you're in the chat room and it's not fun, but you keep coming back, I mean, so obviously you're enjoying it. Thank you so much, and hopefully we see you, Grey Mouse, in the wild too, because we have many little events going on in the Sacramento area. So drop by and maybe you'll see one of these mugs out there goofing around. But we'll be back next Tuesday. We already confirmed we're going to come back next Tuesday and finish the arc, right? That's the third of this arc. So
right, 3 out of 3.
yeah, so come back next week. But in the interim, make sure to pull up a chair and make time to tabletop.
Time to tabletop.
Thanks, beautiful people.
Right.
See you soon.
See you soon.